Alright, everyone. Okay. Alright, here. Alright, alright, we're here. Alright, guys. Welcome back to the stream. Today, we're talking about Doodle empires. Again. Well, fourth time's the charm. But today, we are going back to the new map. We're headed back to U300. And then, let's wait for a load. But last time, we witnessed a lot of things happen. We just tell you. Let's recap. Let's tell you guys what happened real quick. And then we're going to get into it quick. Wow. One more and there we go. Here's what happened last time. Last time we see much of Europe start to expand. We see much of Europe now starting to form, including the Roman Empire, and also the Europa Union, and also the Dutch Commonwealth, and the Norwegians, led by Norwegians, Mama, Narvis, and also Olena. Yeah. Narvis decided to upset the Dutch and the Romans by taking some of their land. Then, next up, Florida continued to expand and also had a fight with the Congo the Crabs, which the Congo the Crabs lost heavily, but they did take some of their cities. They kept them. But now, not yet, but next up, Peru managed to regain all its lost lands and more, and made them establish Argentina. Brazil was also in this too, so led by, of course, this person right here. You can see we got El Salvador as the Union of the Caribbean. We see the Central Union managed to unite, but now the Union of the Caribbean is invading them, along with California too. And then we saw a war with the Q, which will now form the Canadian, will now reform Canada back into its own nation. So yeah, now and we also see the Red Nation now bigger than ever. They now bore all the central. Alright, we got the Great Lakes. They also reunited with the Byzantines. And we see California tried to regain its colonial past under Canty. But now, and oh yeah, we also saw some Canada updates probably appeared. And Central Canada is starting to grow. So yeah. And also, Plankton Empire managed to successfully take down their old enemy. Right here. There could be some Q rebel or Q states still left. So yeah, now that's out of the way, let's also now talk about what happened. So yeah, the mini Kremlanians force decided to go to that city that was once Q City, but it's now Zack City. They also named a new tower called Crack Tower. They also try to get rid of his old forts and to get rid of They renamed one fort to the Krusty Fort 2, so that they do not want any past to be recognized as Q. But now, let's talk about what happened. There are some of these states left that they are still there, but Canada decided to reform its leader first, so yeah, let's change the leader names to Apple. Let's change his name to Al. Mohammed. Now, this is the Canada decided to look up here and discovered something shocking. It was a plan that was to force the Americans to be under one order, so that they could try to make a big empire and a 1,000-year order, which now have failed. And as a consequence, they decided to try to take down the leader. And also, they did one big thing, which kind of might ruin stuff in the happens. But before the Q almost got defeated by the Canadians, one of their ships managed to successfully bombard many coastal ships, many ports from Beachwood, Florida, and even some in Crab Landing, which they were expensive, which crashed the economy. So yeah, now we're in the age of chaos. So let's just pick a random. Alright, let's see the game settings real quick. We got put this up right here. Intensity, new nature. Let me fix this real quick. This is going to be the age of chaos. There's going to be a lot less splits, diverge, or about. This is much better. The age of chaos is now a lot. And we start in the Dutch Commonwealth. They will unionize. After a while, and Norway just decided to want to unite to form this empire. This became the successful union that managed to do it justice. Now the next one, Chico. They get a large expand. So they decide they're going to use most of the resources to gain all of these flatlands. And then just head over to right here. Now it's kind of, Chile's now a little bigger now. And also, they took back some of these California islands. They don't care about wine right now, but for now they're just chill. Go chill right now, and then they managed to gain all of these things. Next up, Congo with the Crabs. What's going to happen to them? Alright, they split. Unexpected. But now, let's create Nigeria of the crowds. Now, this is a split that was long awaited. It was formed after the Free Cities did not like their leader. So yeah, they are against them. They managed to form a river civilization. It almost cut them off through the rivers. And there we go. Yeah, the Congo is getting destroyed right now. Last in early ups. It started out like right here, but now it's getting destroyed. And the Plantain Republic, they got a new leader. And it's Katsugatupa. More Chico's back. And they get a small expand. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be more Chico's peak right now, since they're kind of like the largest country right now, in a way. They got El Salvador to Central Chile. And now they got the Amazons as a defense. Now, the next nation, Florida. And they get a medium expand. So, yeah. They do not care about this right here. They just want all their lands. They just care about Africa right now. And then they just took some of their cities back. Which, that was not the Congo. That was, well, the Nigerians, but it was the Congo. But that started. So yeah, they did get their states back, and they don't care about this river. Yeah, Blue Dia is going to get caught and get a small expand. Their small expand goes like this. And Blue Dia is now covered more green. The Plantainian Empire. What's going on? Oh man. Yeah. You should have never given the Plantainian Empire a lot of land. Because now there's going to be something that's going to happen. Yeah. This will be called the Plantainia's people. People republics. Because after discovering that they're now getting ruled by a king, they're like, nah, we're not going to be accepted by no king. So the people formed against it, and it upset it. And now there's the Plantainia's People Republic, Plantainia Republic, and the Plantainian Empire. Yeah, so there's now three Plantainias, in a way. Plantainia Republic, Plantainia Empire, and the Plantainia People's Republic. So yeah, Plankton has it hard in this season. It's kind of pretty terrible. I'm sorry, Plankton. But hey, at least the countryside is recognized as yours. So now, next one, California. California gets a new leader. Mekanu Bashane. Grand Crab Landing. And they get a small expand. They're, let's say it was like, yeah, we gotta make an operation. Yeah, they make a mission to take over. To make sure that this does not make revolts. So, yeah, they just completely get the river right here. And also discovered 1 pixel of the Planktanians. So yeah, they gain the city right here, and then they just keep it right here. Yeah, so they're now bigger, of course. And Rome is here. They're going to adopt a religion, which I think will be Egyptian, which was Cleoism. So yeah, now they're much bigger. And it's to adapt against. Yeah, they were on the close to Krusties since they were once part of. Their origin came from here, but after a while, they just decided, yeah, we need to adapt this religion, of course. So now, we're on the last turn of the Age of Youth, and it's California. And they get a large expand. Yeah, they're going to complete their conquest up here and take over a lot of Alaska. And now they're going to seize their eyes on Mexico. They're going to take over these rivers. And then it's just gone. Yeah, so they just started a war with Mexico. Yeah, they declared war on the Mexican government. Their sayings is they're just trying to get more land and reform their empire. But let's see if that's true or not. Now, we start in the Q states. And they start to gain a foothold again. They regain a lot of time. And they're like, no. We cannot let this happen. We should have never want this happen again. So yeah, the Q is back. Kind of, but let's see. Yeah, they start to attack and they reach Otto, their capital. And even enter through this territory. But what do they respond? A new leader. So yeah, let's head down to the Angol. And they get a large expansion. So yeah, due to this age of conquest, they decide, yeah, let's destroy. Let's try to destroy what's left of Afsen, and then they decide to take some of the coast right here, which may or may not upset. And they expand more down the south of Angol. So now they got more land right here. And took Afsen. The Angols now managed to win. Now the Planktania People's Republic. What will happen to them? And there's the Age of Unity now. They started the Age of Unity. Brazil, what do they get? Made them expand. Alright. Now, for the Age of Chaos, it's not what I expected, but now we got Brazil expanding again. Nigeria of the Crabs. Where it's going to happen? Yeah, they're going to expand. Yeah, they discovered a river right here, decided to colonize it, and follow the rivers, leading into more of their central empire. And nearly discovered right here. Almost discovered that the Suez Canal connects to Egypt. But let's see what's next. Oh Lord. We're just getting more African. Yeah, we're going to adapt found a new religion. Wait, is this? Yeah, founding religion's rare. Let's keep it off. Until we get like Age of Beliefs or something. Yeah, we'll call this Golden Coast. Yeah, that's what we're going to call the new religion. Now, Central Canada. What's going to happen to them? They're going to unionize. Now, who do they union? And that's an easy one. Karma. After 250 years, say goodbye to Karma. It's Karma, boy. Now they expand way big. It might be bigger than, yep, Grand Crab Landing now. But what else is going to happen? Well, the Dutch Commonwealth returns. And finally, thank you. They get a new leader. And this new leader finally decides they had enough. We're rename this to Amsterdam. Yeah, they're like, yeah, she's crazy. We decided to kick her out. And now relations are becoming more better in the European Union. Yeah, we might have too many new leaders. So let's go to game sets and nerf that down back to 6. Now, those early years are over. Now we're in more Chico, and they get a medium expand. At this point, they're going to colonize all of South America. At this point, they connect themselves to right here and then just keep going. They manage to connect to the rivers and then they almost fully colonize South America. The Union of the Caribbean, they're going to unite. And finally, after a while, the Central Union decides, yeah, we had enough. We're joining. So yeah, now there's a giant union with the Americans. So yeah, who's next? Central Canada. They're going to build a castle. They're going to build a castle right here called Fort Maple 1. Yeah, we got some tension right here. We even see some disputes right here. Now, Beastling, what do? They build a tower. They build a tower right here. And it's called Jimmy Tower 1. Jimmy Tower 2. Yeah, it's going to go Kiowa. Now, the Planktania Empire. They're going to do a large expand. And guess where they use it on this? Yeah, they use it on Planktania. Planktopia is a long train now. They need to reunite their people once again. And by doing that, they were like, yeah, we need to take out Lactanians. They crossed through rivers. They managed to take any traders back to home. And then hopefully nothing pretty brutish happens during Free Choice 6 other than the fall of Rome, which is probably the case. But they retook Mario City and now successfully reunite the Plactanians back under its control. Yeah, they go ahead, get a coastline, and then just start taking out another nation as well, which was not very strong anyway, so shout out to them. Well, they took out the rest of this empire. And then just start taking some old rivers that they control back to them again. So yeah, now Plactania is back. The Plactanian Empire is back. Under one control now. So yeah, after a while, they finally reunite back in one. Even though they did have a socialist revolution right here, they managed to successfully got it done. Now, who's next? Nigeria Republic. They build a castle. The first castle will be called Fort Cameroon. That will be its name right now. Fort Cameroon. Now, that's free. Now, California. What do they get? Build a castle. They build a castle right here and call it Castle Bear 2. Yeah, that's what's going to call it. Yeah, you know what? We're going to turn off these settings. We're not going to do any of that for now. Maybe except for conflict, since I do want to see conflict. Conflict and division, that's all I want to see. No unity, nothing like that right now. We need to see conflict. Now the Angolans' turn. And they're going to unite. Who do they unite? Well, pretty easy. Nigeria of the Crabs. Yeah, they were a common character in this series, but now their time is up. And if you recognize, there's less countries now. Canada is nearly united. The Mushroom Kingdom is united almost. And the only bad things right now are the Q states return. And hopefully it doesn't return to a Q empire like what happened last time. But now the Plactania Empire happens. And they're going to adopt a religion. They could even... Yeah, crabism is nearly dead in this country. So yeah, I think they're going to adapt neoplanktonism. Yeah, so the answer is neoplanktonism. So yeah, now this is what the religion map looks like so far. There's more people adapting religions than actually do. Now the next one, the Dutch Republic. Well, they're going to split. Yeah, guess who is going to try to take it back? You guessed it. The Dutch. They are the king bond of this. It's a Dutch revolution. Well, it's called. Well, it actually is Norway who's leading. They're like, yeah, Mama was so cool that we're leaving now. So yeah, they decide they're leaving the Dutch now. After seeing that the Dutch is gone now. So yeah, they are leaving. They gain Slovak. So yeah, Norway has left the chat. They don't want to be part of this union anymore. And so, with all their strength, they managed to leave this alliance. So yeah, now there's no more. Yeah, the Dutch and Norway they're still friends probably. They're most likely friends, but now the Dutch are leaving them. So yeah, they're gone. They're not one. And the chances of that happening are probably slim to none. Now, next up, Egypt. They start the Age of Kong. And now the Plankton Q. Where are they? They're still here. Where are they? Where are the Plankton Q? Yeah, I'm going to try to click on every pixel. Where is it? You find another pixel, everyone. Alright. Find another pixel. Because they are invisible. No. They keep coming back. No. Anyways, let's just try to find a new. Yeah, Argentina. What's going to happen to them? Yeah, they're going to split into me. Yeah. Yeah, a new nation's going to split away from Uruguay. Yeah, except it's more north Uruguay than south. Yeah, they're going to take over all. Yeah, their failed state did not like it. Yeah, this is going to be a chaotic mess for the Argentines. They took over all these states. Yeah, now. Yeah, this is the result of a failed economy now. They're under youth. Now, the next state, Angola. They get a medium expand. They started to expand more south and discovered a colony that was like them, but that is cool. Now they are just going to try and invade them through the river, thinking it's another Florida kingdom, but it's not. So yeah, they just kept going until they just stopped. So yeah, the Falkland Kingdoms are now losing their colony. So yeah, who's next? The Angolans, again. They're going to adopt a religion. And surprisingly, let's make a story for this. Make a story. Do they adopt Falkanism, or do they adopt Cleos. So let's make a story. After a river is discovered, they managed to cross through the rivers and then discover Egypt. Their builds were unlike anything they haven't discovered yet. So with some adapting and managed to turn this Stone Age kingdom into a full-on civilization. They managed to adopt Cleoism, which became a big thing. Stretched through south. Now it's double in size now rivaling this old religion, and then yet Latinism is the biggest problem. And then it is the biggest right. 21,000. Yeah, the Latins dominate South America. Now, Florida is next. And they're going to build a castle. Now, in exchange, they're going to make a fort called Fort Africa 1. So yeah, this is after they discovered that there's going to probably be some high tension here. So yeah, this might become a thing. Next up, Canada. Yeah, they expand. After discovering there's still Q left, they decided, yeah, we need to take them down. Yeah, so they decide to take them all down. Nearly though, because there's still 28. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's still 10 pixels left. Where are those 10 pixels? So, yeah. Hopefully, they're now in a much smaller state. Probably not, but they're now probably reduced to it. Oh yeah, there's some states right here. Now, next, Uruguay. They get a new leader. Anna. Next up, Brazil. Large expand. So yeah, they decide to take all, if they can, they're going to take all of this South American lands. And manage to expand through the past the river. And now this is what Brazil looks like that. Next up, Uruguay. And they do medium expand. They decide, yeah, we're going to try to take things in our own hands. They went past through right here. They gained all this lands right here. And then start to take down all of them. Yeah, now they're kind of, yeah, the failed Argentine state has ruined itself forward. Now that there's a nation now as big as you. Now, California gets a new leader. Yeah, we got more leaders upon it. Yeah, if this was a democracy, this is most likely it. California again. Large expand. So yeah, after a while, they decide to try and take down these right here. They managed to try to take off Mexico back. they decide to head up or north. Take all these small pixels. There we go. Alright. Maybe even take a look at this land tree. There, much better. They took out the Mexico tower and then stopped here. And now California looks big. Or Chico. Let's go happen to the small expand. And now I think we're going on a conquer. Alright. Do they take advantage of the Argentines and their land losses? Or do they take out Uruguay and keep their allies safe? To me, I think they're going to stay loyal and then try to take it down. Yeah, they're going to take over Uruguay City. And now they managed to border the Atlantic now, which will probably start big trade right here. And maybe try to get them out of this age. But let's see. The plankton cube. Where are they? We need to change your colors. Something like purple. Yeah, where are they? Oh, they're right. There's one right here. Yeah, you know what? The Plankton Empire is good. And they're going to adopt another religion. Of course they will. The Angolans are getting a large expand. They finally took over this whole colony right here, and they're starting to manage to climb up the ranks, and now manage to create a big. They also now climb up the coast, and now that they discovered more about Egypt, they're interested in trying to gain more connection to Egypt. They probably like Egypt right now. And speaking of Egypt, they managed to get expanded. They're going to do something like this. They managed to gain all these lands right here. And then also obviously gain these lands right here. So they'll probably want to connect more to them right. Now we head back to South America, where they build a castle. I think after they see what they done, we got Fort Onion of Art. We got Fort of Knights. 1. Since we're kind of in the middle right now, technically. They might be using swords, shields, and China is still not here. We still have not gotten China. Argentina is next. They're going to try to take down. Their attempts at taking down Europe is now maxed out. And do they succeed? Probably not, but we'll see. Yeah, but luckily they cut them off from the coast. So now we got Norway next. And they started the Age of Conquest. The Age of Conquest. But now Florida is going to start. Although it's the age of chaos, they do not care about fighting right now. They just want their territory to be theirs. So yeah, they're kind of neglecting Florida now, which could be taken advantage. Argentina's back, and guess what? You messed up, Argentina. Now, what's going to happen? Yeah, there is some purple weapons. It is after a strike, after the king just keeps imprisoning a lot of prisoners that they weren't theirs. So a revolution is going to happen. The Argentine Republic is going to start. It will be based off the rebellion from Plankton and the Mexicans. Planktania and the Mexicans. Which they just started. A bunch of cities right here. No one in the other cities dares to try to revolt, but that could change right now, since this is a united front down south. So yeah, this is kind of brutal, but it is how it works in the 350s. So yeah, now Argentina now has to deal with a two-front conflict. So yeah, now who's next? The Union of... Yep. First of all, I think they're going on a conquest. Yeah, they took over these islands right here, and then decided to take over Florida. Took over Miami, and is most likely going to try and take over all of so far. So they probably made a deal with Mexico to just let them have it. In exchange, they just grabbed Beastland now, which they were like, hey, that's my city. I want it back. And they're like, no. So yeah, they started conflict. So yeah, they even did so much to even just take a city. And now they just landed to New Jersey. They're near the capital, and they decided to just stop. And then Beastler was like, yeah, I'll stop. It's good. More Chico's back, and they get small expands. They're going to continue to destroy the Uruguayans and manage to keep everything safe. Yeah, and Uruguay. So now the Argentines can focus on taking down the Argentines. So yeah, do they help them? So I think the answer is probably not, since they don't want to see many people revolt from them. So they're not going to help them with the Argentine Republic. Although they did with Uruguay, I think it was because of a much better advantage of the rivers, so that they can connect a lot better. So now, let's get to the next one. The Angolans. They get a small expand. Wow. So yeah, they expanded more south, more north, and then this is right now pretty much a giant empire. It's nearly big as the more Chicans, but we'll see. Beastland. What's going to happen to them? They're going to build a castle. I think they're going to build Jimmy Tower 3 right on the board. Jimmy Tower 3 managed to be conformed, and so that they don't have to deal with the chaos that's going on right now. There's these pixels right here, which they could take advantage of, but now we got Europe, a union, a new leader, a Carter, next leader. Yeah, they not only got a new leader, but they expanded. Yeah, taking advantage of Carthage, taking advantage of the Romans. They managed to gain there and some of these islands right here. And if they can, little lands right here. Try to see if they wreck it. And they did not. And they're probably upset. So yeah, the Argentine Republic. It's not looking good for Argentina. Sorry. Sorry, but you're eliminated. Although it is a small expand, it is starting to look like the Argentines are going to probably lose. Yeah, and now it's either going to be they're going to give them independence or Argentina is going to lose badly. So yeah, now next up, the Mushroom Kingdom, they get a large expansion. Yet taking advantage of those islands' reputation, they start to appear. They took some of the cities right here, and then hopefully they managed to make a deal with them, with the Canadians, to just let them sell land. They managed to gain all these islands right here, and a coastline now stretching out to this new island. Now reaching out to over here. So yeah, Canada is becoming more and more united by the day. Yeah, this was their divide. Now it's a united nation. Latania is. Yeah, there's still some of those rebels left, but no. So yeah, even one right here too. So yeah. So yeah, they're all. Yeah, they made a deal that let them use some of their lands. So yeah, who will unite Canada now? Is the only question. Well, we'll see and find out. Now, the Q states. Canada, take it down. You messed up. Yeah, Quebec was like, yeah, can we have independence? And they're like, sure. Can you help us defeat the Q? And they're like, sure. So yeah, Quebec is going to, it just took down. Yeah, they did not like them so much. They're hoping they could take them down. So yeah, Quebec is back now, luckily for y'all. Quebec is now gone. But Quebec is back. And now they decide just help. Yeah, we got Quebec back. And we almost see them landlocked to the to this ocean right here, but luckily they managed to get to it. So yeah, Canada is divided now. So yeah, let's get to the next one. Brazil made him expand. Yeah, now it's most likely South America is completed. And Brazil got a lot of turns this series right, well, this episode right now. And almost got all. But look at this now. The Americas are now complete now. Now let's see. The Mushroom Kingdom. What's going to happen to them? They get a new leader. And it's Ibrahim. Yeah, they're going to be cool. The Mushroom Kingdom. They're going to adopt a religion. Which after a long time, they decided to go with India's. Which now kind of unites the religions more. And more. Now, next nation. Rome. What do? They get a new leader. Who's that new leader? Nero. Nuri. The Union of the Caribbean. Oh no. Yep, after a while, they're like, yeah, we need to form our own nation. They decided to form the United Union. Which now is probably, we got the United States 1,400 years early. We got their goal is to try and remake. Oh yeah, there's that other unit between the blue and green. But that's not the United States. Even if I said it was, it's not anymore. I'm not going to say it's the United States. There's this nation right here. Cuba's a part of it. So yeah, this looks more like the United States. Yeah, this is after they probably raised taxes for water. So yeah, it even spreads to the Central Americas. But not all the way, since yeah, so now it spreads all right here. Now the United Union of America. They do not call themselves the United States of America, since it has more of South America, more and then a few more states. But we'll see how it goes. And it's run by a jungle explorer, which means we're going to probably see the unit get formed. But the only question is, what's its capital? And it's an easy one. It's Washington, D.C. Well, it's now going to be called Cuda, D.C. Or CC. Cuda, D.C. Cuda woman. DC. Yeah, that sounds pretty wrong. But anyways, Brazil. They're building another castle. Let's just say, after the revolution, they're kind of scared. 4 of Knights. They build 4 of Knights too. So yeah, they did that. And now, this is what South America looks like. Any comments? Oh, hello there. Yeah, let me see your name real quick. Noisam. Hello, Noisam. I can't read chat, so I'll either have to find a phone for it or use a phone for chat or something. So now, next nation, the Angolans, and the Age of Division. Yeah, this is going to be the best part. Now, next nation, Rome. They're going to expand, and then they're just going to try to connect more of Rome and Egypt as one nation, and then try to escape the Europes. Now, Rome again. They get a new leader. His name is Tang. And Tang, you're going to cook Rome. Now, California. Okay. Now, that's the age of split. And we're going to get a return of the old empire. We're going to see someone return. Yeah, which will probably be a big one. Yeah, this one was forgotten for a long time, and now it's back. Mexico rebels from the Californians. They regain Mexico City and is starting to take out a lot. Yeah, California's great empire is now nothing more than a shell of its former self. They managed to regain all these cities, even taking Hawaii, and then managed to stop right here and made it past right here. Yeah, this is probably the biggest expand we've seen of Mexico yet. We got the return of Mexico now. That's pretty big. If not, this is probably a rebirth of Mexico. Now, the next one, Egypt. They build a fort, a lob, with someone calling it Fort Sully. So now, this is what is all left. Now, the next nation, the Falkland Kingdoms, is going to split. And let's make a fighting prediction. Let's call them, based off the leaders, we're going to name it after a leader case. Odds. Islands of. They're going to be called the Islands of Genoa. Those are what the islands are going to be called. The Islands of Genoa. Now, this is what those new islands are at. We got a few islands right here. California, what's next? They're going to build a castle. And yeah, now they're scared of the Mexican threat. Castle Bear 3. They made Castle Bear 3. I know they made 2 other castles right here, but they're probably not here. Oh yeah, yeah, those castles got. Next one, Argentina. What do? They're going to try to fight back against the Liberation Army down south and try to take over as much of the river as possible. Even make it through the river, capture a city, and hopefully they manage to take them down. Now, this is what Argentina is. Now, the Falkland Kingdoms, what do? They decide to unite. And after a long time, they unite with the Isle of Genoa back. So yeah, they managed to successfully unite, but under what cost? Now, Grand Crablandia is finally getting a split. Now, let's make a story for this. After many years of staying united under one, yeah, the Byzantines are back. Let's make it like colorful. We're going to call them the Crabatines. Yeah, they discovered that Crablandia had some allegations against it. So yeah, they decide to make a new nation right here. Yeah, this is a small split, but it made a difference. So yeah, Crabland. So yeah, the Crabatines are leaving Crabland for good now. Now who's next? California. Things cannot give it. Yeah, they build another castle called Castle Bear 2. Well, Castle Bear 4. So yeah, there's 3 Castle Bears now. So yeah, they're Canada. What do? Get a new leader. Great. Next one, Mexico. Yeah, after it was just a few years, and they already are going to fall apart. Yeah, their nation that tried to gain power, yeah, it failed. And this is called the New California Republic. Formed from the ruins of the old. There's one side to make a new. Yeah, that is too similar to the Byzantines. So yeah, we should find a way to fix it. Yeah, there's even some loyalists right here. So yeah, let's make it like a yellow, since we don't have much yellows left. Yeah, that is a bright, painful yellow. So yeah, it looks like rebellion, but much better, much better. Now, Who is next? The New California Republic. And they split as well. And they split into what is called a Socialist Republic. The Socialist Republics of California, or the CRC. They want to try and form a new name, which doesn't even come from main California. It just comes from South California. Right here. And do they do it successfully? They capture the city successfully. Oh, great. And guess what? More border door. Good. Yippee, more border door. Multiple cities right here. Yeah, this. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, this is done. Yeah, I'm sorry for the New California Republic fans, but you're done. And also, Old California believes that they should be owned by them. Should be owning them. They're still. Now the Argentine Republic, yeah, they're going to split into civil war. Yeah, this time it's a new regime going, called the Argentine Caliphate. So yeah, they believe they should get a new religion. But why do you need a religion when there's literally a neighbor trying to invade you right now? They believe the failures was because of this no religion. Yeah, there is now a giant hole now. The Argentine Caliphate now is free and destroyed. Argentina is Republic Party is conquered. Now the United Europe. Yeah, they're gonna get a new nation. A new nation is gonna be formed. And it's gonna be called it's going to just gain from the new nations of Central. It gets many inspiration from some other nation that was formed back then. But we don't know who. Right, guys? So yeah, they formed from the reps of this. Formed from the replicate of the old nation, and even gained some of the Mexican lands. So yeah, Mexico, when it was brought back, it's gotten cooked again for a second time. Will it live? We don't know. And speaking of Mexico, yeah, they're getting another split. Yeah, Mexico's return was a huge mistake. Because now we got Mexico rebels. Yeah, we got Rebel 1, which took over the whole city. They're kind of united. Rebel 2, right here. It's right here. Rebel 3, Mexico DC is the one that wants to join this part. Right, let's see about that. Rebel 4 is these states right here. They just want to be chill right now. they just want to be friendly. And then Rebel 5 is just this city right here. So yeah, Mexico is already dead. Day 1. Now, let's take a look at Florida. How they got plogged. I know it. I know they got plogged. Doodle empires. They got plogged. I know they got plogged. I know it. They got more plot armor than Batman. Yeah, they took over the city right here. They took a lake right here and invaded, crushed right here. And now, this is starting to look like a Floridan empire. Now, the Cravatines. What's going to happen to them? Yeah, they're getting a large expand. Now, let's say they just want to take out, try to get more of Fredland. They took more of Mexico. They took both the forts. They even took out all this. And then one of these people were going to try to take it. Yeah, let me try to get rid of this clout for good. Goodbye. You're done. Yeah. I'll fix it later, but warrior one. Yeah, they finally managed to cross through the rivers and discovered they want to probably take back. They crossed the river each mission and managed to start to cross those rivers, but then things go shortly when they try to take it out of Crescent Tower, which goes successfully, but cost them a lot. A new Mexican state was, well, not new Mexico, but they managed to go through right here, and then the conquest is shortly lived. So yeah, they're getting more smaller and smaller, but it might be fine. Now Florida. New nation, new nation. Let's make it a new nation. Let's make a story. The Floridans. Yeah, there are many elites that were either killed or imprisoned. Then one day, one of their hitmen decided, yeah, let's free them from the capital city. Yeah, let's free them from the capital city. And then they just decided to ban legal. Yeah, they're wanted by most of Africa. And then, so they decided to head up more north and create the state of Tanzania. This coast right here is becoming a new legacy. Tanzania has been formed from the ruins of a one old nation and headed out as a new power in the next. So yeah, now they're kind of powerful. Well, not powerful, but they're now more of Africa's discovery. Africa is becoming more discovered each day. They even managed to cross through Madagascar and then just managed to do it. Yeah, they discovered more of what Somalia is, and now they just decided just to do this, go more south, and then just meet up right here with them. So yeah, now there's kind of like a new trait. They managed to go through right here, and then they connected more with the Angolans. Which, let's give them a new name. We're going to call it the Angolan. And Mika. Who's Mika? Let's see. I'm about to crash out. What? Alright then, now, next nation. The New California Republic. What will happen to them? They start the Asian division again. Canada, what's going to happen to them? Ah, good. Meet them expand. Good. After a while, they decide, yeah, we need to take them down. And then they just took Beast Tower, and this was for an excusable reason. It's just to get land. It was also to try to make sure that the Q don't come back ever again. So yeah, this was they did invade Beastland, but it was for an excuse, though, at least. So yeah, they are a little bigger, but now they finally take out the old end. Both of them did. Now the North Pole, and they get a small split. Yeah, remember those guys? Yeah, they were bolted now a lot earlier. Now, it's going to be called the Elf Nation. Yeah, now, everything is starting to become more and more chaotic. Somehow more Chico is not involved in any of this. They're still watching from afar, like, yeah, I'm chilling. Yeah, the socialists are going to expand. They're going to take out, well, they managed to link up to the capital, and it was surprising that socialists has won, making this the first socialist nation to ever win. So yeah, now the new California Republic is becoming doomed. The European Union, they spread a religion. They spread it near the Dutch. That was a new one. So yeah, now the Dutch are now more linked to them. Which, now Mexico, what do? They're going to respond to them by taking Mexico City back. Some of their major cities are not taking that. Yeah, for a while. So yeah, Mexico now managed, although they had a rough start, they managed to take down a lot of their rebellions. And they also made a deal with the with socialists, since communism isn't here yet. They agreed to not go to each other's rivers. As long as there's some things going on, they're like, yeah, we'll be chill. They also took some of these islands with force right here. So yeah, that happens. But now it's now this is what Mexico looks like right now. They might try to take back some of their Mexican lands right here, but for now it'll be good. And Mexico's back. They're going to adopt a religion. Now what religion will they adopt? And I think the answer is most likely going to be Wavism. Or see. Since they are most likely friends with the unions, since they got one thing in common. They want to take down the Red Nation. But now we are beastly. They build another castle. Jimmy Tower 1 was taken. Now they create Jimmy Tower 2. Well, Jimmy Tower 4. Now, let's get to the next. Well, bad. What did they do? They built a castle. They'll be expressed here. Alright, we'll call this now let's think of a nation name. A castle. Fort Beck 1. Fort Beck 1. Now, the next nation. The Union of the Caribbean. They built a castle. Yeah, the Caribbean Union used to have this much land, which was taken down by the Californians, and now they lost that. Yeah, they were going to probably build a castle right here since there's already a castle. It'll be called Fort Caribbean 2. So that's just what its name going to be right now. The CCI 1. Now, we got 4 more turns left, and Beastland is back. And oh no, they lost. Bad. Let's say a revolution happens. It's going to be called the Beastland Rebellion. Yeah, the rebellion becomes a widespread movement. It completely ends this right here. Now, the next one, Mexico. And they split again. But let's make this interesting. After a while, there's been some unique. So let's say they just decide they don't want to reenact and decided, you know what? Let's make the Mexican Confederation. Yeah, since we're not probably going to get a United Mexico back again, we're going to form our own. It was formed from right here, and it's now going to try and take over a lot. Their goal is to try and make a full-on democracy out in Mexico instead of a king. Which, let's see how that goes. But now, they managed to gain all this right here. They gain a city right here, and even a fort too. So yeah, this rebellion is already kind of big. It took half of their land, and now this is what I think. There's too many to lose, so let's nerf it to a gray. Let's nerf get dark gray. Yeah, I think that's much better. Even though it's like black. Let's... Yeah, I think that's much better. The Mexican Federation. Let's see if nothing bad happens. Now the Angolan Empire gets a new leader, and it's Sully. Finally, who is it? It's the European Union. And we reach turn 400. And they build a castle. This will be called Fort Carthage. Fort Carthage 1. And you know what? I feel like we should make a 2-part. Another part for 400. Another part for 500. Anyways, for now, this is the result of this. I think I wanted it more longer than originally, but yeah, that is way short. But if it's the way, but right now, yeah, because last time we did get a few errors we had to redo, but still, that is kind of short. But you know what? I feel like we should make this first part 400, like right here, and then we're going to continue 500 at 11 a.m. as soon as possible. Because now, I think, yeah, I have way much fun with this right now. Since I think that it was kind of a bad conclusion to do this, but now I think we need to make it like that. For now, we're going to start year 400. Now, we got through Alaska to South America. We did got a lot more to Africa and then almost complete South America since those dots. We also got more. We finally got the departure of Mama after a long time. I don't like it. We got Norway again returning. We got Tanzania formed. We got a lot. We got return of Mexico, the Byzantines, or the Cravatines. We got a kind of return of Central America, but not really. We got a united Canada now. Central Canada. Because there's now more people right here. Well, Canada's now more united than Although there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half, a few halves nations owning Canada. Now own Canada. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Now, this is what the city looks like. And I think, let's explain more of the war. Since we made it like an hour and 30 minutes. Let's talk about power. Number 1 is still Puerto Chica. They're still large, they're of course, but they also now own the Atlantic and Pacific, which although Mexico does kind of, this half Mexican country, and then Panama, but Puerto Chico is now kind of strong now. And then number 2, of course, we need to figure out who's number 2. I think now Europe is starting to rise more to the equation. But are they ready yet? Is the only question. And my answer, I think, is no. I don't think. I think few of them are, but Norway just formed in the Industrial Weekend. The Romans, they just care about expansion, so not much of a military. But for number 2, I'm going to give it to, yes, because all the great powers again, California, which if I remind myself, yeah, I made a power rankings on my YouTube account, so we turned Crablandia and California into destroyed states. Destroyed California. But luckily it's not fully destroyed yet, so there's still like a lot left, but Mexico was formed and destroyed. Yeah, we still have the, but I think for number 2, I'm going to have to give it to the Crabs. Well, Grand Crablandia is still number 2. Although there was that rebellion that happened, that'll probably weaken it more. Grand Crablandia is still pretty strong. If you ignore Peru, I think it destroys any other countries. Mexico, I think, destroyed. The Byzantines harder. If they can try and do that, they can just, they don't hold back, they're going to destroy them. Bactrian Empire is now reformed, and they could try to take them out, but Canada is here. Yeah, they can take down Beastland since there's a rebellion right now. The United Union just forced, they could take them out. So yeah, but the only problem that they could have is Mexico. Is the Mexican Confederation or Mexico. If they work together, then they might take down the Grand Crablandia. But anyways, number 3 is going to be Canada. I think Canada was a strong nation at the start. It was just let Quebec free, and then they had to take down those Q remains, so they did that. So Canada is number 3 right now, since although they are, yeah, they are both the same military, but economy-wise, they're stronger, and then infrastructure-wise, they're stronger. Yeah, they are a little strong, and they do kind of need a rely on bit along with the Americans, and then obviously this monopoly. That how we didn't get destroyed. Yeah, I need to do animated videos for them one day if I could do that. Number 4 is going to be ring your bells. It's the European Federation. Alright, the European Union. It was a union that was formed between Britain and Iberia. This union managed to be doing a lot more than the Dutch and the Romans, but luckily it is still kind of like a trade partner of it. So yeah, there we go. Now, number 5 is going to be, number 5 we're going to say is going to be Plactania, or not Plactania, but Ludia. If you know the trend that's happening, Ludia keeps on falling down and down and down, and this is on. Ludia was 2, Ludia was 3, and now Ludia is 4. And now we're going to make it number 5 since we watch roll a bit. But they are strong. It's just compared to, if you make them compared to the rest of the world, they are now a little late. It's like a YouTube short. Some on YouTube was talk to people on TikTok and they'll be like, "Oh, we know that." Yeah, that's them right now. That's them. They know little, but they are involved in a way. But anyways, number 6 is going to be the Egyptians. The Egyptians were kind of influential. They managed to go to mostly Cleoism, and they managed to form their own origins. Yeah, they were now the great powers of Europe, of both Europe, Afro-Eurasia, and they could become a bigger power in the coming days and future. Now, number 7, we're going to say the Central Canada. Central Canada is kind of like this new union. It was kind of comparable. Yeah, number 7 and 8 are going to be both the Mushroom Kingdom and Central Canada. They are both just the same nation. They got same economy, same military, and both have the same enemy they need to take down, which is the Plactanian Empire, which is now united mostly with the Finance. I wish there was a counter to see how many dots there are, or shows, this country's gone. But no, let's. Anyways, number 9, we're going to give it to Brazil. Brazil was a long-lasting nation that managed to help strong for a lot of years, and then managed to survive the age of chaos from Argentina, Mexico, California, the Americans, even Beastland, and Canada. And also the Dutch in a way, but it was more like a peaceful after. Alright. Do we continue? Do we continue? Do we continue to 500 days or do we not? I'm gonna give y'all 5 minutes. Do we continue to 500? Since, yeah, it was a little short compared to other live streams. Do we continue to 500? Yes or no? Alright, do we continue to 500 or not? I'm gonna wait for y'all's responses. Now, I'm going to wait for y'all. And a vacuum is being formed right here. Let me just, there we go. Everyone. Now, there is only just a few more. Let's just, also, thank y'all for 300 for the likes itself. Well, thank you for watching the stream real quick. A day of 300. Or, I pretty much like this stream though, too, because I managed to make lore and you guys watched. I made lore and that was strange, but it was like, yeah, it's almost like 80 now from. Yeah, it's near close to them here. We want to get to edit B. It's strange, but side. Anyways, and now get to analytics. Smith. Now, to y'all, they end. Let's see the. Are y'all? Should we continue for 500 or do we not? Now, to y'all, they end. Come on, y'all. Just continue like day 500 or anything. Just like go to day 500 or something like that. Just anything other than that. Yeah, but we see now it's going to head to down south. Come on, y'all. Do a like. Do we continue to day 500 or not? Day 500. Come on. Alright. Let's see if it echoes. Alright. Echo. Yeah, it's probably right. Or is it? There we go. Alright. Echo. Now. Yeah, it's probably right. Or is it? Yeah, we just watching this and watching that. There we go. Alright, since we're not going to do any response, okay, we're going to just, let me pause it. Let me pause it. Now, since we're not going to do much, let's see what the comments say. Noise them said hi. Now, let's see. Do we continue on Doodle Empire to 500, or do we just wait? Do we just wait? And I'm going to say, if no one's going to come, then we're just going to either play Hightail or Minecraft. Now, should we continue? Should we continue? Yeah, I say we should continue to do Empires. Not for turns, but just to make some capital cities and fix the errors. Rio was obviously here. Civil War, so yeah. Obviously, these right here. Let's fix the Argentine counterfeit. So yeah, let me just fix that real quick. So yeah, this is what Argentina looks like right now. Obviously, perfect, perfect. Central Chile, we need to fix that. So yeah, we didn't get the return of Chile today, but hopefully we get Chile one day. But for now, not right now. So Chile's right here. And then Cars is back to being the big cap. Caracas. Caracas is now back as the capital. Now this will be cap for now. Mexico, I think we're going to keep the capitals the same, but the next cities, we'll change this as a city. They managed to form a capital called Panama City. That's their new nation. Since there's going to be a few cities right here. Now one right here. One right here. And then that's it. Now. Plank box. Where should we put this capital city for plank? Now here's the story. I think a deal will be made by the Planktanian Empire and Traveling to gain land for a show. They made a deal and get all the Chumbucket assets to make a new capital. This was a project during 305 to like right now 400. This took like 75 years. Few changes to the regime, and then bam, we got Chum City. Is it Chum City or? Yeah, we don't have Chum City yet. And there goes the vacuum again. There we go. Now, vacuum always happens every morning, but let's do it. No response yet. We're still waiting for anyone to respond. But you better show up right now, or we're not going to do 500. So you better share this, or we're not worth 500. Which I think, in my opinion, we should go more along, but we'll be fine with turn 400 right now. In case we do accept it, we'll start at turn 500 at like 1 during my lunch break. Now, Mexico City, still here. Washington's the perfect backup capital. Curse City, I think they're going to probably do something with this, but for now, we're not going to do that. Now, I think instead of getting an old age of chaos, it begins a new one. Now, things will start to get more chaotic until like the 450s, where we'll start a new era, which I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because we're not going to decide on it immediately. We're just going to head out and see what else there is. Because there's still cities right here that we need to find out. South Africa doubled in size, and this just became a new. I'll tell you some of their major cities. Major City 1, Major City 2, Major City 3, Major City 4, right here, and then the capital of Tanzania, which is going to be called, it's going to be named after the guy called Van City. That's what's going to be called. Van City. So they are organized in 5 states right here. And dang the vacuum. Now. Still moving up. Let's just keep going. Now. This is now getting more filled in. Now. But anyways, there's still more to conquer. So yeah, forge terms was kind of the shortest one right now. We didn't get no mistakes. I'm glad for that. Like one of the last two, just accidentally marked this right here, which was a mistake that I made. But now, this is going to cost a lot. So yeah, Florida is kind of now moved right here. So Florida, I think, is going to call it the Fedor Empire. The Fedor Dynasty. Now I think we need to change its color from this pinkish nation to like got red, blue, yellow, green, purple. I think we need to change it to a purple. I think this bright purple will work. So yeah. And they also build a capital right here. It's going to be called Belgrade. Now, this was their capital city, Afsen. Now we got one big question that we might need to ask. What happens to this nation going to be right here? Because interestingly, this was the capital of the Congo of the Crabs, which was a movement from right here to move to Africa. So yeah, they are now, they're different states, but which now turned itself into a pluralism state, Now that this is here. So now, Tanzania. Now listen to me. If I see this city, if the votes are not like yes or no, we're playing hightail to figure out for the last time. Yeah, and you got your hightail. You got year 400. And then we're going to resume. Leave. And now we're going to play more hightail. You guys, if you guys see hightail, then you better vote if you want high. You guys better vote if you want. Now we're going to change up the avatar. Use Discord for overlaid while stream. I did not know Discord has stream now, but anyways, let's fix up our avatar. Now, let me see what reminds me of me. There. We'll change. We'll have to change the hair. I think more like these eyebrows are good. We'll do something like that here. We'll change the eye colors. It'll be like right here. It will make it like square, like never mind. Now I think the beard, I want to start to remove it right here, make it more like this. The hat will keep it right here since it's like my hat right now. Just wish there was a separate hat for me to use, but maybe. We got this. That looks like a Mario hat, but if you just... Yeah, that looks a lot like Mario, but... Yeah, there's... That is not my hat. Work cap. Straw hat. Flower. Yeah, let's hope I don't run to any people who wear this, but... Next up. Frog hat. Yeah, it looks good when it's frog. Now, we got this one right here. Yeah, look. The low just 5. Oh yeah, look. I forgot about. Where could that other hat? Those masks window. Yeah, be like that. There's a top hat, of course. There's this one right here. For now, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, we'll just keep it like that. Save. Now, then let's see right here. And I think we're going to just do like this. Yeah, this is just and we got more. Yeah, I'll watch it later, but yeah, this is just now how to look just, and we got more. But yeah, I'll watch now. You. Alright, we got new maps. No. Maybe we could do this one for strength when those drawers are here. We'll do that. But for now, let's do this. Sad. Yep, we can do that for Shrek. We back to Shrek. And then we got this right here. Which one has here's a like crowd like right here. We'll do this like this right here. Yeah, if you guys know the reference, then you know the reference. We'll do it like that here. Now, I think we should change up the pants a little bit. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Save. There we go. Oh. Guy's jacket. For now, let's just see. Explore. Guy's jacket. Let's see. Now. A long leather jacket. Maybe one day we'll wear this, but for now, let's just find it up. There we go. For gloves, let's just see. If there's any that relates to it. Oh, huh. Are those whole boxing gloves? Yeah, those look like a lot like the whole gloves. Yeah, we got golden rings. Got black gloves. So, yeah, let me fix the hoodie. Alright, for now, let's just do this right here. Now, we shall go on a conquest until one of y'all vote. Please vote. Yeah, we'll just play until 10:45 or then just leave. Whoa. No, Red. I'm rusty. How am I rusty already? Yeah. Right now, that is their task. Let's head back up. Yeah, let's head to wherever the bar is. This is where we got it. Yeah, made a lot prior. Yeah, let me just repair this real quick. The bolts are now repaired. Those daggers are my favorite. I think next plan is to build to Zone 3. So now, just need to go to Zone 3 and then get a lot. There's a Troy Slaying Siege right here. I am one with I am not ready. I am not. not ready. Nope, they fell. Yep. Those. How those wolves fall? You were tired of you. Right. Yeah, we don't have a bow. Okay. We're surrounded first. Yeah, we do not have arrows. Let's see if we can get this. Yeah, we do not have a trap edge. So yeah, we need to go up. Let's just run. We need. And there's the egg. Let's get it. I'm not, as much as I want your lever, I'm not going to take your fave right now. I'm just going to head back home. Get all this stuff ready. I'm packed. I'm leaving this deadly zone behind. And we're going to head to the next zone, which is zone 3. Since y'all failed to make it to zone, well, to 100 draws. And yep, let me play the sound effect. Yep. Let's quit for now. Anyways, let's just. What do we do? Y'all. Did y'all respond yet? No, you did not. I gave you 35 minutes and no response. Now, let me just. I think we're going to stop here for the day. Because right now, we're just. I'll might stream later for 1 p.m. Or 2. But for the thumbnail, I'm going to do that.